Hi, I'm Jenkinson. I'm here at the Willerby Showground where they've got the 1956 Willerby Vogue on display. This was a GLP Caravan, completely moulded shell, and probably about 150 made, we're not quite sure. But we're going to have a look inside it and have a look around first. So let's see what it's all about, the 1956 Willerby Vogue was GLP shell, and it was made at a time when jet glass fibre was being used as a material for caravan design. There was a few manufacturers that tried it, but Willerby had it on this, the Vogue, and also the original Vista, which was a larger 17-foot model. It would be a few years later that other manufacturers actually would use GLP to a better way, in effect, that it would be cheaper to do and also lighter. But the Vogue was very much in vogue with its design, a very 50s design. Look at those GLP sweeping lines, the curves, all very 50s. Round the back is the same. Look at those lights, how they have their own separate moulding at the back. It really is quite smart. It's quite retro. It just makes you wonder if a modern manufacturer could do something very similar and probably sell it quite well as a bit of a niche market. Note how all the windows on the sides are non-opening and they're actually rubble sealed in like a car window would have been. But this has been restored. It was in a bit of a sorry state for itself, but it has been restored, and Willerby have thankfully got it and have it on their display ground. The two windows at the back, it looks really quite smart. There we go, it says a 1956 Vogue. There we go on the offside. Now some of these would have been built for export, but not many. We've got that other small little window again on this side. And this model is the one with a no toilet compartment. There was another model which had a toilet compartment in, but this one didn't. Look how those lines sweep round. Does that look really good? And they were built on well, they didn't really have a chassis as such. It was a monocoque flooring with independent suspension. So there's actually no chassis on that whatsoever. There we go. Well, that is probably smart, but let's have a look inside. Well, here we are inside, and this is the front end of the Vogue. Now look at that seating. Obviously that's all been reupholstered, but the design is very, very similar. Look at that, how the roof lockers, which is quite a few actually for a caravan of this age, look how it's moulded and then it's finished off with a wood which would have been then like a teak finish. Of course you've got a gas lamp in the middle, and this would have formed as a double bed. Plenty of window area. How these front windows curve round. Now those front windows would have originally been clear, but obviously over time they've got broken and been replaced by that design of window, which isn't quite how it originally would have been. Also as well, this radio here is a very old car radio, and again wouldn't have been standard, but you know, it wouldn't have been unheard of a owner to put that in the Caravan. There's a little bit of storage up here, little electric light which would have run off 12 volts. We've got a wardrobe here which has got a bolt on there and a catch there, so look at it, it's a full length wardrobe, so you get all your things in there, because don't forget, people travelled light in those days. They didn't take quite the amount of things with them as they do today. Shutting the door. Now you'll note just by the door here, which is actually a glazed door and it's a stable door, is a small filler cap, and that was for the onboard water tank, which would be pumped via a hand pump to the kitchen sink. So you've got another small wardrobe here, and you've got a dresser, side dresser here with all the bits you need. Look at that, all nicely done. And then we've got another end dinner area. Again, this would have made up and it would have slept too, although it's quite a small bed by today's standards. And you've got some more overhead locker storage there. Again, we've got shelving just around the sides here, because again, a lot of people didn't have a lot of stuff to take away with them, so this would have been classed as having ample storage. And over the kitchen area here, we've just got the one locker, and that's it. Nothing much in there. And of course the kitchen itself. Now that wasn't the original Calagas cooker in there, but it is one of that era actually, so maybe that's got lost on the way. Now here, just to rearrange this, you would have had, and still have, oh, put that there, the sink, which, oops, catches on there actually now, but that's it, it's a plastic sink, and there's your pump to bring the water in. That sink. It's had a bit of washing up over the years, no doubt. And this also would have folded over. I won't do it now, I don't want to force it, but it would have folded over to for added worktop. Whoops, bit of a squeak there. Pop these things back. There we go. Right, so what a super looking van with the Willerby Vogue. And as I say, very few of these are actually around now. Very few were built, in fact. We've got a few modern takes here. Look, we've got somebody's put some electrics in there and that, so they've obviously been used at some stage. But on the whole, this Caravan is pretty much original. But it's just great to see Willerby themselves have actually got this Caravan and done something with it and show it for their heritage, because it's very important. As the company started in 1948, 47, and basically started off the industry for caravan manufacturing in Hull, really. Became very prominent in the 50s, and by the end of the 50s other manufacturers had started to set up, such as Astral Caravans, a lot of them being ex-Willerby employees. And of course we've got Ace Caravans, which later became Ace ABI, which took over another merger with another company called Belmont Caravans that were up there in Hull, that started in the 60s too. So there we go. What a super smart looking caravan this is. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Now wouldn't this be fun to make something very similar today? Well, here we have it then. The Willerby Vogue from 1956. What a fantastic little van this is. I say little because by today's standards it is quite small, I suppose, but back then it was quite a large family van. It was 14 foot long. And the toilets, well, you'd have had a toilet tent outside the caravan, or you might have been on a site that had a few facilities as well. But it's all nicely put together. It's all been nicely restored. I have seen pictures of this caravan before it was restored, and it didn't look in the best of state at all. It had been literally left for many years uncared for. But it's very good. The fact is that Willerby acknowledge their heritage of the caravan industry and of their models. And the Willerby Vogue really was testing the water, the GRP material, and they did set a precedence for other companies to follow, although it be a couple of years later, and other companies did make a better job. Willerby were still doing tours up until the late 60s with the Willerby badge on, but by that time they had taken over the Robin Caravan Company over at Beverley, which wasn't too far from the Willerby factory based at the name Willerby Village. And they made the Robin tours up until 1984, and sadly they finished them, but they'd always had a very good reputation, Robin tours, and I reckon a lot of their know-how had come from the tours they'd built back in the day, before they went on making fabulous holiday homes and lodges and now park homes as well, because they do a fantastic range. And if you go to their, you can go to their whole showground. You have to book an appointment. If you go to their website, you can go to their to the showground and have a look around. You're not under pressure sales at all. They're just literally there to display their models. But over in the corner, just as you're coming by the main entrance, you'll find the Willerby Vogue. This is always well worth a look, and I recommend you do. Anyway, hope you've liked this video, short little video, and please subscribe, and if you've liked it, let me know, and it'd be great to hear your comments. It's Andrew Jenkinson signing off in 1956 in the Willerby Vogue. Bye for now.